Welcome to the new normal. This is a series where we talk to our employees about how their lives have changed since we went fully remote a few weeks ago, how they've seen the lives of their customers change, and honestly, just how they're doing. Stay tuned for more about our new normal. So, hey everybody, welcome back to the new normal. I'm here today with Lovell. I'm very excited to talk to him today. Can you tell our audience who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Lovell Porter. I'm the manager of the Cambridge Care team, and I've been with QuickBase for 6 years. You didn't ask that question, but I figured I'd answer it anyways, just in case it came up.
Just in case. Yeah, relevant. So this time has been obviously very disruptive for everybody. I feel like we're saying this over and over. Everyone's hearing it, unprecedented, different. So how has sort of our new normal changed the way that you work? Because I know your team was actually really comfortable working remote. So how has sort of your day-to-day or your job changed over the last, month?
Well, as you said, my team is pretty comfortable working from home. We actually have set days that some of us do work from home. I have the benefit of having a highly capable team, highly capable and efficient team. So there's actually been very little change. The biggest hurdle was probably not being able to get everybody together and brainstorm. Most of our collaboration work was done just by standing over somebody's cube and somebody just throwing out a question and six people ended up over there on a whiteboard trying to figure it out. That's probably the thing I miss the most about being in the office. Obviously, we have the tools to still do things similar to that, but for the most part, that's probably the biggest thing. It's a lot harder to collaborate to solve customer issues.
And you guys work like right on the front lines of helping customers, right? Like you guys are like first touch a lot of the time when they are dealing with some difficult stuff. So are you seeing any difference in the calls that you're getting from customers? Are you seeing any themes around like the things that they're dealing with? Like how are you helping them solve specific challenges?
Surprisingly, there really hasn't been that much of a change as far as the type of cases that we're receiving. The only added element is the fact that we have a pandemic going on, and the fact that it's affecting so many of our customers. A lot of it is just they're just trying to find ways to continue paying for QuickBase to keep their business going. And for me, it's a pretty inspiring thing. Seeing customers who have dreams who, most businesses fail within the first year or so. So, with everything that's going on, they can't pay for QuickBase, they can't pay for this. The fact that they're reaching out and saying, hey, this is our dream, we want to keep doing it. Please help us continue doing that. How can we continue using QuickBase to do that? It's a pretty beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are there any like specific moments you felt over the last month that have felt like particularly inspiring, or is it kind of just like an overall feeling that your work is making a difference because you have such a direct line to customers?
Well, other than the fact that the company has actually buckled down and came up with various ways to actually assist customers, this isn't necessarily a customer thing. It's really something that made me proud as far as the team's concerned. As soon as all this happened, one of the first questions that everybody was asking is, okay, how can we still effectively help our customers? That was the first thing everyone thought about. So that was a pretty amazing thing.
Yeah. So you feel like, how is the team feeling? You feel like the morale is still feeling pretty high. Like you still are collaborating really well, other than the fact that you can't literally huddle over a cube. Like you feel like they're doing pretty well.
Overall, as far as the work's concerned, some of us have outside influences as far as work from home is concerned. And a lot of us haven't been in a situation like this before. So it's one of those things where you're trying to find a happy medium between being able to give your spouse or your partner a break while they run into the bedroom to do a meeting with their company, while you're trying to do something on your computer. So it's really just the hardest thing is in trying to find that balance. But I think overall, the team's handling it very well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know. Yeah, there's lots of additional variables, children, pets, significant others, siblings, like that everyone is sort of dealing with right now.
100%.
So yeah, totally. So that kind of brings us to how you're doing personally. So my favorite part of these interviews is figuring out how people are doing as people. So like, how has this been going for you? This whole change?
Living the dream.
You're going to say
No, it's honestly, I really enjoy working from home. It's don't get me wrong, I love the office, but being at home is comfortable. The biggest biggest hurdle for me, and when I answered your earlier question, I immediately thought of myself first, is loving to work from home is one thing, but working from home with your entire family is something totally different.
Yeah.
So though I think I am doing okay, the work hasn't stopped, and I'm still able to effectively manage my team and meet with them as often as I did before. But I give you an example. During a one-on-one a few days ago, my wife and my youngest son were having a game of Connect Four in the living room. And as I'm talking to this person who shall not be named about career development and where they want to go, and the conversation was getting deep, the rep starts chuckling, and I realized why. I then had to explain to her why it sounded like an excerpt from a battle from Game of Thrones coming from another room in my house, because things get pretty competitive here. So it's just trying to balance situations like that. It's difficult, but we'll continue to do it because I think the work we're doing here is pretty important. So.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you want people to know sort of about like the way that you or your team are kind of handling this change and the way that you're sort of feeling right now?
The one thing I'm preaching to my team, and the one thing that I'm trying to keep remembering myself, is um, the people that we service and the work that we do is so far reaching and so important. We can't let the outside things affect our daily. Because me having a bad day or one of my reps having a bad day can lead to um, a health provider who may use us for a service having some sort of an issue and us not helping them effectively. It could affect their COVID outreach. There's so many factors that factor into what we do. It's just remembering that the work is important and keeping that in mind and not letting anything affect that.
Definitely. Well, it was so great to talk to you today. I really appreciate you taking time. I know you're a very busy man.
No problem.
But so for all of you, if you could like and subscribe to see new episodes each and every week, we will see you next week on the next episode of The New Normal. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, Lovell.
How's it going?
You're going to have to change that background screen.
Get rid of some stuff and get my audio right. I can hear you. I can't hear you all in my headphones, but give me 2 seconds while I try to fix this. Yeah, I fancy myself a bit of a podcaster.